University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. Last time we saw Imperial College London take the first of the 8 places in the quarter-final stage of this competition. Whichever team wins tonight will join them. The team from Warwick University beat Clare College, Cambridge by 195 points to 100. Their strengths included chemical elements, Central Asia, Scandinavian crime fiction, Cypriot wine and exclamation marks. Let's see if they can demonstrate a similarly eclectic knowledge tonight.
Hi, I'm Hugh Osborne. I'm from Norwich and I'm studying for a PhD in astronomy.
Hi, my name is Emily Stevenson. I'm from Oxford and I'm studying English literature.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Ashley Page. I'm from Rickmansworth in Hertfordshire and I'm studying for a PhD in chemistry.
Hi, I'm James Leahy. I'm from Shrewsbury and I'm reading a degree in French and History.
Now, the team from Nuffield College, Oxford, were trailing in their first-round match against Queen Mary College, London, but managed to pull ahead and had 165 points at the gong compared to their opponents' 130. Despite their international lineup, they were quick to recognise that very British phenomenon, drizzle, and they were strong on 19th century paintings of Paris, book titles in IPA and Henry the Navigator. Let's meet the Nuffield team again.
Hello, I'm Spencer Smith. I'm from Holland, Michigan, and I study economics.
Hello, I'm Alexander Sayregard-Murray. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I study politics.
And this is their captain.
Hello, my name is Mathias Sørmestad Frendem. I'm from Oslo, Norway, and I study international relations.
I'm Daniel Kaluski. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm studying economics.
Right, you all know the rules by now, so let's just get on with it. Fingers on the buzzers, your first start of a 10. In Roman legend, which hero escaped from the fallen city of Troy?
Nuffield Gard-Murray.
Aeneas.
Aeneas is correct, yes. The first set of bonuses are on Prime Ministers, Nuffield. Born in Dublin in 1737, the Earl of Shelburne became Prime Minister towards the end of which war? His immediate predecessors were the Marquis of Rockingham and Lord North.
That's the War of American Independence. The War of American Independence.
Indeed. Also born in Dublin before the 1801 Act of Union, which former military figure became Prime Minister for the first time in 1828?
That's me, the Duke of Wellington.
Okay.
The Duke of Wellington.
Correct. Born in New Brunswick, Canada, who became Prime Minister after a meeting of the Carlton Club in October 1922, during which he spoke against the coalition?
Arthur Bonar Law, I think. Arthur Bonar Law.
It was Andrew Bonar Law, but Bonar Law was the surname I wanted, and I got it. Thanks. Right, 10 points for this. What single-word term was coined by the author William Gibson in 1982 in a short story called A Burning Chrome and is used to mean the virtual world created by the links...
Nuffield Gard-Murray.
Cyberspace?
Cyberspace is right, yes. Your bonuses are on animals this time, Nuffield. Which large raptor has 2 species native to Britain, the golden and the sea or white-tailed?
Hawk. Yeah.
Hawk? Hawk.
Oh, no, that's too generic. It's an eagle. The beagle is a dog breed whose ancestors are thought to include which extinct breed? Its 6-letter name is a traditional pub name, perhaps because of its association with heraldic badges and with the Earls of Shrewsbury.
Grey. No, it's too long. 6 letters. No. Should have gone to more pubs.
Yeah. OK, do you have anything?
I don't know anything.
Sorry, we don't know.
It's Talbot. You sound as if you'd never been in a pub. And finally, found chiefly in the North Atlantic, the poor beagle is a species of which broad group of cartilaginous fish related to rays and skates?
Plaice or flounder.
Which one do you prefer?
Flounder sound. Plaice.
Plaice.
All right.
Plaice.
No, it's a shark. 10 points for this. What is being described? A 2-dimensional graph with space on the x-axis and time on the y...
Nuffield
Kaluski. Acceleration?
No, if you buzz, you must answer straight away, and I'm going to have to fine you 5 points for an incorrect interruption. Space on the x-axis, time on the y-axis, straight lines depict fermions, wavy lines depict bosons. They're used by physicists to calculate processes such as electron-electron scattering in quantum electrodynamics.
Warwick Page.
Feynman diagram.
Correct. These bonuses are on astronomy, Warwick. What six-letter term did the US astronomer Ed Spiegel coin in 1978 to denote an unusually strong source of gamma rays? The extragalactic object Markarian 421 is an example.
Quasar. Quasar?
No, it's blazer. Varying by as much as 50% flux in a single day, for what does the abbreviation OVV stand when referring to a class of blazer consisting of a few rare, bright radio galaxies?
Something. I don't know. Any ideas? Any ideas? No, we don't know.
It's optically violent variable. And finally, named after a US astronomer in 1943 and believed by many astronomers to be the same objects as quasars but viewed differently, what type of active galactic nuclei show broad emission lines in their spectrum?
Nominate Osborne.
Seyfert galaxies?
Correct. 10 points for this. Dating to the early 2nd century BC, the Rosetta Stone carries the same inscription in 3 distinct writing systems. Please name 2 of them.
Nuffield Ormesta Frente.
Greek and ancient Egyptian.
That's correct, yes. Right, you get a set of bonuses on the circle line. In each case, give the single-word name of the station that shares its name with the following. And for the avoidance of doubt, we're talking about the circle line of the Singapore Mass Rapid Transit System. Firstly, ultimately from the Latin meaning levelled and later applied to the flat ground on the top of a rampart, the term that now denotes an area where one walks for pleasure, typically by the sea.
Promenade?
No, it's esplanade. Secondly, the naval commander who became Viceroy of India in 1946. He was assassinated in Ireland in 1979.
Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten.
Mountbatten is correct. And finally, a designation used by the RAF for the Douglas DC-3 airliner. It appears in the names of 2 US states.
Dakota? Is it? I think it's Dakota. Isn't it Dakota?
But wouldn't it be weird to have Dakota in...
Or Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
I feel better about Dakota.
Okay, if you feel...
Dakota.
Dakota is correct, yes. We're going to take a picture now. For your picture starter, you're going to see part of the cast list of a film. For 10 points, I want both the name of the missing actress who won an Oscar for her performance in the film and the name of the character she played.
Nuffield Guard Murray.
Faye Dunaway, Annie Hall.
No, anyone want to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Page.
Diane Keaton, Annie Hall.
Correct. For your bonus, it is 3 more lists which omit the name of the actress who won an Oscar for her performance in that film. 5 points in each case. I'd like the name of the actor and her character. Firstly?
Liza Minnelli. It's Sally Bowles.
Nominate Stevenson.
Liza Minnelli, Sally Bowles.
That's correct, as in Cabaret, yes. Secondly?
It's Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Do you know who played her?
Smith. I don't remember the actress.
It's Nurse Ratched and Anne Radcliffe.
That was Louise Fletcher who played her in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And finally?
Is this Fargo? Yeah, this is Fargo. So it's Frances McDormand and... Oh, what's her name? Huh? Yeah. Any idea what her name is?
Start with Smith or something.
Frances McDormand and Smith.
No, it was Marge Gunderson was the name of the character. Never mind, you did well enough there. Right, 10 points for this. Quote, do you feel an uncomfortable heat at the pit of your stomach, sir, and a nasty thumping at the top of your head? Ah, not yet. It will lay hold of you. I call it the detective fever. These are the words of Gabriel Betteridge in which work of 1868, often considered the first detective...
Warwick Stevenson.
The Moonstone.
The Moonstone's right, yes. Right, these bonuses are on pairs of anagrams. In each case, give both words from the definitions. Firstly, 2 5-letter words, meaning added an ingredient to enhance flavour, for example, whiskey and coffee, and a noun, denoting a design prepared on a treated paper for transfer onto another surface.
Trace.
Trace and lace.
Huh?
Lace.
Did you lace something?
Yeah, you lace this. Yeah.
No, they're anagrams.
Trace.
Yeah, trace and carry.
No, it's laced and decal. Secondly, two seven-letter words, one meaning to cover, entwine or encircle, the other meaning the general state of the atmosphere at a particular time and place.
So this is climate.
Time and place is weather, isn't it?
Oh, weather. But then weather and climate are both 7 letters. Can anyone think of an anagram? No, we don't.
It's wreath and weather. Bad luck. And finally, two seven-letter words, one a colloquial term meaning damaged or wrecked, the other an informal term used primarily in the US to mean clothes.
Trashed, maybe, and... No, we don't know.
Formal term, no.
No, we don't know.
It is trashed and threads is the anagram. Right, 10 points for this. Who won the World Table Tennis Championships in Budapest in 1929, the same year that his father was elected Labour MP for Kettering? 6 years later, he became the first man to have won, at some point in his career, each of the 4 lawn tennis Grand Slam singles titles.
Warwick Leahy.
Fred Parry.
Correct. These bonuses could give you the lead if you get them. They're on exhibitions in the Tate Modern's Turbine Hall. Firstly, for 5 points. It's a work about mass production, said which Chinese artist of sunflower seeds. His 2010 Turbine Hall installation that consisted of millions of handcrafted pieces of porcelain.
Ai Weiwei.
Correct. Made from 14,000 polyethylene casts of the interiors of different cardboard boxes, Embankment was the 2005 exhibit by which Turner Prize-winning sculptor?
Yeah, it is.
No, Tracy Emin.
Kapoor. Anish Kapoor.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
Yeah. Kapoor?
No, that was by Rachel Whiteread. And finally, performed in the Turbine Hall in 2013. The catalogue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was a series of visual and sonic performances by which German electronic music group?
Yeah. Kraftwerk.
Correct. 10 points for this. What word results when one concatenates the initial letters of the capitals of Ecuador, Mongolia, Pakistan and Croatia?
Warwick Leahy.
Quiz.
Quiz is correct, yes. Right, your bonuses are on a mathematical function, Warwick. What is the name of the mathematical function that, for positive integers n, is defined as the product of the integers from 1 to n?
Factorial? Yeah. Factorial?
Factorial is correct. Which 18th century Scottish mathematician gives his name to a commonly used approximation to the factorial function?
I don't know. Could be Napier. I'm not convinced. Napier?
No, it's Stirling, the Stirling approximation. And finally, the gamma function evaluated at n equals 10 is equal to the factorial of which integer?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I probably should.
Oh, well. Just guess.
100.
No, it's 9. We're going to take a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can identify the composer.
Nuffield Ormus da Frendem.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Nope. You can hear a little more, Warwick.
Warwick Page.
Handel.
No, it was one of Vivaldi's concerti for recorders. So we'll come to the music bonuses in a moment or two. In the meantime, here's a starter question. A Kerr-Newman with both charge and angular momentum and a Schwarzschild, which has no charge and no angular momentum, are 2 of the 4 possible types of what astronomical object?
Nuffield Ormus da Frendem.
Black hole.
Correct. Right, so we're going to go back to the music bonuses now, and your music bonuses, 3 more reminders that the recorder is good for more than just primary school assemblies. I want the name of the German-born composer in each case, please. Firstly, for 5.
Is it Bach then? Oh, is it Handel maybe? Handel? Yeah, he was German born, definitely. Handel?
It is Handel, yes. And secondly,
That must be Bach. It sounds a lot like Bach. Right? Bach?
no, that's Telemann. And finally,
That's Bach.
One of them has to be.
Yeah, Bach.
that is Bach, yes. Right, 10 points for this. In addition to methane, what gas is released suddenly and in great quantity in the phenomenon known as a limnic eruption or lake overturn? The gas...
Warwick Osborne.
Carbon monoxide.
No, you lose 5 points. The gas discharge can suffocate large numbers of wildlife and humans, as, for example, at Lake Neos in Cameroon in 1986.
Nuffield Smith.
Nitrous oxide?
No, it's carbon dioxide. You said carbon monoxide. 10 points for this. Which philosopher's first major work was subtitled An Attempt to Introduce the Experimental Method of Reasoning into Moral Subjects? A simplified version of the work was published in 1748.
Warwick Leahy.
Immanuel Kant.
No, you lose 5 points. Simplified version of the work was published in 1748, entitled An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding.
Nuffield Ormestar Frenden.
Hume?
It was David Hume, yes. Right, your bonuses this time are on ruling dynasties. Which landlocked Asian country has been ruled by the Wangchuck dynasty since 1907? The monarch is styled Druk Gyalpo, or Dragon King.
Is it Bhutan? Not Nepal, because Nepal is not raining anymore, right?
Yeah, so probably Bhutan.
Bhutan?
Bhutan is right. Which Mediterranean country has been ruled by the Alawite dynasty since 1666? Its current head is King Mohammed VI.
No, Syria is not.
Oh, no, Mohammed VI, probably Morocco?
Morocco, yeah, it could be Morocco.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other monarchies.
Morocco.
Morocco.
Correct. The monarch of which country acceded in 1989 and is said to be the 125th descendant of the country's first emperor, Jimmu?
Japan.
Correct. 10 points for this. What surname links the US philosopher who wrote Democracy and Education, the man who, according to an erroneous headline in the Chicago Tribune, defeated Harry Truman?
Warwick Leahy.
Dewey.
Dewey is right, yes. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on the 16th century. In each case, name the decade in which the following took place. Firstly, the brief reign of Lady Jane Grey, the marriage of Mary I to Philip of Spain, and the coronation of Elizabeth I.
The 1550s.
Correct. Secondly, the marriage of William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway, the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, and the defeat of the Spanish Armada.
Yes. 1580s.
Correct. And lastly, the death of Christopher Marlowe and the first publication of both Nash's The Unfortunate Traveller and Bacon's essays.
Yeah. 90s. We just had 80s, so 1590s.
Correct. Right, 10 points for this. Always falling between January the 21st and February the 21st, which holiday is known in its region of origin as Spring Festival, because it usually falls on the new moon closest to the beginning of the solar term, known as the start of spring?
Warwick Leahy.
Nowruz.
No, anyone want to buzz from Nuffield?
Nuffield Smith.
Lunar New Year.
Yes, or Chinese New Year. So a set of bonuses for you now. Nuffield, they're on zoology. Spiders have an exoskeleton, a segmented body and jointed appendages, and are therefore members of which phylum?
This is together with insects, so what would that be?
Not insects.
Yeah, but a phylum, so that must be something bigger. Or no, is it... No, what spiders? Is this orchids got by scorpions?
There's nothing else you can see insecta, but I'm
No,
not
I
sure.
saw. No clues? Insects.
They're arthropods. The head and midsection of a spider are fused into a single segment. What's it called, please?
It's a thorax, isn't it? Yeah,
Thorax.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, thorax.
No, it's the prosoma, or the cephalothorax. The segment of the spider known as the opisthossoma is often known by what more common name?
Do you have any others than black widow?
Maybe. Oh, was it segmented spider? Or was it part of the spider? Wasn't it?
What?
Was it part of the spider? Wasn't it? I thought it was part of the spider.
Let's have it, please.
Okay, which way answer?
Thorax.
Thorax.
No, it's the abdomen. Right, we're going to take a second picture round now. You're going to see a photograph of an author. 10 points if you can name him.
Warwick Leahy.
Kafka.
No? Anyone like to buzz from Nuffield?
Nuffield Guard Murray.
H.G. Wells.
No, it's not. It is E.M. Forster. So, picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points for this starter question in the meantime. Using orchestra and voices, what large-scale musical form is characterised by the use of narrative and is typically on a sacred theme? Examples include Handel's Messiah.
Nuffield Ormus da Frendem.
Oratorio.
Oratorio is right. You'll recall we saw a photograph of E.M. Forster. You're going to see photographs now of three literary figures who, like Forster, are commonly known by the initials of their given names and their surname. This time, I want the given names for which the initials stand. Firstly...
Do you know who it is?
Is that E.E. Cummings?
E.E.
No,
Cummings?
he looks...
But we need the given names.
Yeah,
for
I'm
them.
not sure. Yes.
Edward.
Edward.
E. Cummings the first
Yeah,
one, but I don't know.
If it is E.E. Cummings, try Edward Ernest, but I don't really
Okay,
know.
Edward Ernest.
no, it's Thomas Stearns. It's T.S. Eliot. Secondly...
He looks vaguely familiar, but I can't come up with a name.
It'll be obvious after we hear it.
Yeah.
Let's have it,
I
please.
think a wild guess is pointless. We don't know, sorry.
That's W.H. Jordan. His first names were Wystan Hugh. And finally...
So this is 19th century.
Yeah.
It's not H.G. Wells then.
Could be H.G. Wells. What was
What's
his
the
name?
H.G. stand for?
Henry...
Henry Graham.
Henry George?
Henry George.
Henry George?
I don't know.
You don't?
I might as well try.
Henry George.
No, it's William Butler Yeats. 10 points for this. Named after a 19th century German physicist, what unit is used to measure the clock rate of a computer? That is, the frequency at...
Nuffield Ormus da Frendem.
Hertz.
Hertz is right, yes. These bonuses, Nuffield, are on a Belgian city. Which city in Flanders gives its name to a pacification of 1576 during the Spanish-Dutch War and to a treaty that concluded the War of 1812 between Britain and the United States?
Ghent.
Correct. Which ruler took refuge in Ghent during the 100 Days in 1815?
Must be Napoleon. I mean, he's the only ruler who could have taken. In 1815, it's Napoleon's 100 days after Waterloo. Napoleon.
No, it was Louis XVIII.
Oh.
And finally, named after a corruption of the city's name, John of Gaunt was a younger son of which king of England?
John of Gaunt was he Edward III or something like that? Isn't it a Shakespeare play? Which Shakespeare play is he in?
I can't remember. So do you think it's going to be the name of the king in the Shakespeare play? Is there Edward III play?
Come on, let's have it, please.
Edward III.
Correct. 10 points for this. If its three colours from hoist to fly are reversed, the national flag of Ivory Coast most closely resembles that
Warwick Page.
Ireland.
of Ireland. Well done. Right, Warwick, these bonuses are on similar, though unrelated words. In each case, give the term from the definition. Answers all begin with the same four letters. Firstly, a 6-letter term used in ornithology for a bird of the crow family.
No, not all that. We don't know. No, pass.
They're corvids. A historical term, secondly, from the Old French, denoting compulsory unpaid labour done by those of lower social status, for example, as a feudal obligation.
Corvée.
Correct. Finally, a small warship designed for convoy escort duty.
Corvette.
Corvette is right. 10 points for this and 3.5 minutes to go. Under which Prime Minister did James Callaghan, Roy Jenkins and Dennis Healey...
Nuffield Ormus da Frendem.
Wilson.
Correct, yes. Your bonuses this time, Nuffield, are on cell biology. The cell cycle of eukaryotic cells has been divided into so-called G, S and M phases. For what does the letter G stand?
M is mitosis, I think. M is mitosis.
Come on, let's have it, please.
Generator genesis.
Generator.
No, it's gap. What molecule is replicated in the S or synthesis stage?
Wait.
Some sort of protein.
Do you have an idea?
DNA.
Come on.
DNA.
Correct. Mitosis occurs in the M phase. In which phase of mitosis do sister chromatids move to opposite poles?
Do you have any idea? Dan?
Let's have it, please.
Sorry, we don't know.
It's anaphase. 10 points for this. What five-letter word from the Yiddish means an expert in a particular field? The same 5 letters form the abbreviation used for the NASA probe that entered orbit around Mars in September 2014.
Warwick Leahy.
Rover.
Nope.
Nuffield Kaliski.
Maven.
Maven is correct, yes. These bonuses are on nicknames of US states, Nuffield. The character Natty Bumppo in James Fenimore Cooper's Leatherstocking Tale shares what nickname with the state of Iowa?
Oh, my mom's from Iowa. West Iowa. Anything to do with potatoes?
Come on.
No, it's corn. It's the corn
Oh,
state.
corn.
But it's not called the corn state.
Do you have
It's
any
not the Constitution
guesses?
state.
Come on.
The corn state.
No, it's Hawkeye. Mostly nocturnal. Which mammal is a nickname for the state of Wisconsin?
Which mammal? Bat? Something like that?
Badger.
Badger. Badger.
Correct. Which object used in apiculture provides a nickname for the state of Utah?
Honeybee, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more than industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honeybee.
No, I'm not accepting it. It's beehive. It's the beehive state. 10 points for this. In addition to Cairo and Khartoum, through which capital city does the River Nile flow?
Nuffield Ormestar Frendem.
Kampala.
Nope.
Warwick Page.
N'Djamena.
No, it's Juba. 10 points for this. What generic term denotes a low-level computer programming language that sits one level above machine code or machine language and uses...
Nuffield Kaliski.
Compiler.
No, you lose 5 points. And uses short mnemonic codes for instructions. It's an assembly or assembler code. 10 points for this. What short word denotes the tidal movement that coincides with the first and third quarters of the moon and has the smallest difference in water level between high tide and low tide?
Warwick Osborne.
Neep.
Neep is correct. You get a set of bonuses now. On the films of the Czech-born British director Carol Rice. Carol Rice's first feature in 1960 starred Albert Finney as a Midlands and at the goal. The University of Warwick have 120, but Nuffield College, Oxford has 160. So, Warwick, I'm afraid we're going to have to say goodbye to you, but thank you very much for joining us. Nuffield, you go straight through to the quarterfinals. Congratulations. I hope you can join us next time for another second-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from the University of Warwick.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Nuffield College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.